the current thing that's going on is Andrew Yang calling out MSNBC for snubbing him. Rightfully so. When someone is up on the stage, they are equal to everyone else. That's automatic. You give everyone the same allotted time, or you at least let them finish, what they got to say. MSNBC has notoriously, through this and last Democratic debate session, which is 2016, when the Democrats, Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders or Andrew Yang, anybody, they outright snubbed Larry Lessig from even getting up on the stage, which allowed Bernie to even come in. But through both eras, when someone gets on the roll, they are literally saying, this is the meat and potatoes of what's going on. That's when you hear, okay, on to the next one. Okay, that's enough. They cut them off. This one, Andrew, it was too obvious. 30 minutes without a question, not letting him get into the substance of why he's there, making sure to quiet, his agenda for being president. I mean, come on. That's not right. I wouldn't care if it was Republican. I wouldn't care if it's Libertarian, Green Party. It don't matter. Independent. They're up there. You give them the fair shot. When you don't do that, you, one, are showing that you are not about democracy. You're showing that you do have a bias, a favoritism. You're showing that when you allow Biden to just not fully go into his full spill and let him just cut himself off and then change gears, while you might hold others' feet to the fire if they tried the same thing, you're showing a definite bias towards the establishment. We all know through the history, MSNBC has a strict bias for the establishment. Cenk Uygur has exposed it. That by itself is good enough. But if that's not good enough, Jesse Ventura also exposed it. This stuff happens even on Fox News. They brought dude up there and was like, Carlson says, Tucker Carlson says Michelle Obama would be a good bid for the 2020, and she most likely would run. He's like, nope, she's not gonna run. It's not even something to talk about. But we need to talk about is Fox News and how why Tucker Carlson even has a job. Someone that says that the white supremacy and stuff is a hoax, and how he's calling things out. He's like, and they're like, wait, we didn't bring you up here to bash Fox News. This stuff isn't what you're talking about. Isn't even relevant. It's like, no, you brought me up here to talk about this. Tucker Carlson is the one that initiated it. That's where he should have went, but he didn't. They was like, basically, be a good boy and do what we say. The establishment, media, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. Those are your top tier ones. NBC has their thing. Yeah, they got a nightly news thing, but they don't seem to be deep into it yet. They seem to be very casual. The way they didn't change gears, they stayed the way they have been. So they kind of screw everybody over. So you can't say they're really one side or the other. Now they've got their issues, yeah, but it's not so blatant. This is the problem. All right. It's not the news media. It's not the establishment news media that's the problem. They can be wiped out quick. It's the politicians that's the problem. It's these people that keep giving validity to a bad organization. That is the problem. When they keep citing MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, even if they throw ABC, NBC, and others in there, they keep throwing it in there so people are like, yeah, one of them. I have to choose which is the best one of them. Well, I like Trump, so I'm going to stay with Fox. I'm Democratic, so I'm going to stay with MSNBC. Well, when I want to hear about debates, I'm definitely going to go to CNN and stuff like that because they're kind of right down the middle. NBC, ABC, it's kind of, nightly news stuff. You just kind of catch them, yada, yada, when it's late, you're about to go to bed. Now, here's the thing. That's wrong. That's wrong. People only going to go to where these popular and rock star politicians tell them to go. You hear me? They're going to go where these people tell them to go. Bernie Sanders did an interview with Kyle Kalinske. All right, he was interviewed by Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk. It was a good interview. Kyle asked him some really tough questions. Bernie, Kyle will ask the questions that will expose stuff. Bernie did well. It gave Kyle things to complain about, things to praise. Kyle ain't trying to say, gotcha. It's like, no, this is what's on the people's mind. These are what people are thinking about. Kyle didn't go as hard as he could have. Oh, no, he didn't. Not even close. Kyle is like, this is very important. This is big. I've got a candidate, one of the most popular candidates for president on my show. I have got to be as balanced as I can and not sound antagonistic. So he did a good job at that. Bernie Sanders, Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez has been on the Young Turks. They've been up there. I don't understand why these politicians are not doing the one thing they need to do. Boast about these social media shows. It don't take much for Andrew Yang to say, MSNBC snubbed me. CNN, you called it down the middle. You did right. We know we got into the substance of things, but you know what? I was also on the Young Turks, and I think people should just stop listening to MSNBC. They didn't do right by me, and I am running to be the president of the United States. And if I am the future president of the United States, it is good to definitely give me equal airtime with anyone else. The Young Turks has given me equal airtime. These other social media areas have given me equal airtime. They have asked me the hard questions. They have done these things properly. I think everyone should check them out. Why in the world would you want to cater to the establishment media when the social media is the one that's actually doing decent by you? I don't understand that. That is a form of Stockholm Syndrome. Leave that mess alone and boast for social media. I'm just saying there are social media giants, and they are their own elitists. They are. However, being elitist in that bubble, they are still playing fair. They will call out everyone's jacked up stuff. They will definitely praise the good stuff. So that's why I can say that I would listen and trust these places, although they don't give a shit about anyone else but their own. It's a circle jerk with them. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to deny it. I know what it is. But it's better than going to the establishment, which they all claim to hate each other, and yet work together to snub progressive ideas, forward-thinking anything they are against. It is clear and present that they are. So these paid media establishment giants, I wish Bernie, Alejandro, anybody, honestly, Warren, anybody go up there and just say, hey, I used to like y'all, but you're not doing good by us. You're not doing good for the United States citizens and viewers. Therefore, this is not a platform I want to bolster. And they can go to their own social media on Twitter. They can go to their social media if they got an Instagram or their YouTube or a mailing list and say, hey, everyone, please tune in to Young Turks, Kyle Kalinske, yada, yada, yada. That's who I listen to. Because while all of these people are, look, Joe Biden, worst candidate up there. However, what is he doing? They're saying that he is a front runner. That don't make sense. The one and it don't make sense because if you look at the polls, you look at anything, it's like, no, not him. But then they'll say he's leading. When Joe Biden was 6, they said he was a front runner. They had to keep saying that for about 2 or 3 months for Joe Biden to actually become at number 1 until he started talking. And then people's like, whoa, what's wrong with you? Kamala Harris destroyed Joe Biden, and then Tulsi Gabbard, she destroyed Kamala Harris. Andrew Yang is like crickets. I don't agree with a lot of stuff about him because of certain underlying things, but he's damn sure better than those establishment people. He is like 1,000,000,000 times better than Harris or Gabbard. He's way better than them. You know, this is why social media is 100% better than the establishment. And I think anyone hearing this, I think what you should do is, and like I said, I know what these social giants are. I know, I get it. But you know what? When it comes to politics, they are deep, maybe too deep, because they're protecting the very thing that they are fighting. But at the same time, they call things properly. So I suggest anyone listening, give those social media giants a chance. All right? If they are going to call it even, if they're going to call their own out and talk trash about them, it's like, look, they're progressive, but I don't like this. That's someone you can honestly, for the most part, trust. 95% is what I usually give anybody. That's my area. 95% trust. You shouldn't really trust anyone that keeps saying, well, the left wants to do this. The left has done that. They don't cite how, where, when, or anything. They just say they did it. You can't trust someone that does that. You can't trust someone who says the right did this and that, and I'm not going to say how, when, where, why, but they did it, trust me, because they're bad. You can't trust anyone like that either. And there's no such thing as straight down the middle as, well, what, this people say this, well, those people say that. So we can't really say, but we'll report on what they say. No. Call it out for what it is. And be honest about it. Own up to it. Instead of that tribalistic protection and things like that. That's my recommendation. So if anyone listening, has any link by any means to any of these politicians, even those that are running locally in your area, or those that were formerly running or still got some clout, and you happenstance talk to them, say, hey, would you start pointing out social media instead of the establishment media? That's if these people are progressive. And if they're not, maybe they're on the fringes of it, so you can still ask them. That's what I'm just saying. Well, that's the phone. That's Sidra. Time to talk to her. I said all I can say. The Sidra candidate for comparative reasoning. Thank you for listening.